Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Assassin, and we're back with some more content for you. We are here to talk about Marathon. Unfortunately, this isn't good news. I was hoping for good news because Marathon has been in a down and down type of cycle. I was going to say an up and down, but there really hasn't been an up for the game at all. I've been on record, and I'll still keep to those same, ideals, and I'll stand on business when it comes to some of the things that Marathon was accused of was a bit nearsighted and didn't really make a whole lot of sense at the time, just because there was next to nobody actually playing the game yet. There hadn't been a lot of hands-on time or coverage with it. Needed to see more from the game. The alpha build came out, people got their hands on it, more and more people got to play. There was actual real gameplay to look at and digest. Unfortunately, though, I was not one of those people, so I still can't really say, but from the gameplay that I've seen, it was exactly what I was expecting. Maybe the gunplay was a little bit more tight, and not tight in a good way than I was expecting. I was hopeful that there was going to be maybe a shift from the Destiny type of gameplay, because personally I'm not a big fan of the PvP in Destiny, but that's besides the point. What I saw I liked, and I was hoping that, as there's more iterations on the game, it's going to get better. But it is actually surprisingly close to the full release of Marathon, and things are only getting worse. But again, Bungie has been accused of stealing someone else's artwork, and not just accused, they have even went as far as to admit that they have stolen the artwork. And of course, they're not gonna fully put anybody under the bus. They're going to deflect, avoid any type of responsibility for this honestly terrible thing that is happening to multiple artists, not just this one in particular. And now the person that Bungie stole from, Antireal or N2, not exactly for sure how she wants to be referred to as, but she was stolen from. Basically, one-to-one rips from her artwork were just placed into the alpha. There's even like a meme from a comic book reel thing that they did like a stick drawing of it, and they put that into the game, and that somehow even made it into Marathon as well. Just wacky stuff. You can even find her artwork as well as her name in the game. It's just ridiculous. I can't believe that they did something so egregiously stupid. I mean, it's happened before, so it's not really that big of a surprise, but it's just why? You have tons and tons of artists that are able to make stuff for you. It is a multi-million-dollar studio backed by Sony. They already had plenty of terrible negative reviews and outlooks on Marathon, and now this is just the icing on top. People are even claiming, and I don't believe this to be the case, that they stole the entire art direction from this artist, and that is what Marathon was built upon. I don't think that's really the case. I think that there was a previous art design, and that's kind of how art goes, is that there is a design and it is iterated on and worked on for many years, becomes something, people put their own spin on things, so I don't think it was directly ripped from her necessarily, but they definitely stole her art, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And the most unfortunate part about this is she's gone on record on Twitter saying that she obviously doesn't have the money or the time or just the care to go against such a massive conglomerate, even though she has a foolproof case, at least I think so. I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, but it seems like a slam dunk case of theft. They stole her work, used it in a game without her permission, and didn't credit her in any which way. I think she should be owed millions of dollars. I mean, maybe not millions, but at least a good chunk of money for her unauthorized work being used in a different medium. It's just ridiculous. I think that if we could, she should and most definitely could get a huge settlement from this. Something good should happen to her. It's evil. It's just really evil. As I had mentioned previously, Bungie is avoiding the responsibility. Apparently, this art theft was done by a former employee, because it couldn't have been done by a current employee. That would cause a lot of liability issues, and any which way they can get out of this, they're going to. They are going to look into it. They take it very seriously that the art was stolen, but funny enough, the art director over there for Bungie is following Antireal or N2 on Twitter and has for many years. Hey there, editing assassin. I just want to add a quick little note in here and say that the Bungie art director here that we're talking about, he is not necessarily the person that stole the artwork. He has had a history of liking the same type of art, making the same type of art, so it could be very well a case of it wasn't him. But what I'm trying to get across here is that he is the guy in charge. He is the person making decisions, so ultimately it falls upon his lap. Bungie is a very big company. It's not just solely him. Just wanted to add that quick little note in there, that way no one's out there witch hunting him, being like, oh, you stole art from this person. He might not have been the person that did it, or he did. I have no idea. But just wanted to add a quick little information there as I've been editing this and got more information on the topic and the subject. So yeah, there you go. So now if that's true, if Bungie really does value the contributions by artists and they want to do right by people, why is it that the art director or someone dealing with art, I believe he's like the main guy over there at Bungie, he's following the artists who had their art stolen? It's the smoking gun. The dude is following this person on Twitter. Somehow their art is stolen, put into the game, and probably what had happened, one of the artists over there at Bungie, they do like mood boards. I'm not a person who uses mood boards, but I'm sure plenty of other people do. They're very helpful to get an idea of what you're going for, the type of concept you're trying to, like, you know, inceptualize. I don't even know if that's a word, but you put it together, you put pictures and stuff together on the walls. I'm sure Antireal or N2, their artwork was on that board because it looks good. In fact, it is one of the reasons that I like Marathon. At this point, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to play it because it's such a negative outlook. Even Bungie, no surprise, the majority of people over there at Bungie are very disheartened by the, you know, reception to the alpha and now the reception to this, you know, big controversy with the stolen art. It's not looking good over there. The overall sentiment behind Marathon is utterly negative. Even people that were batting for Marathon, they really don't have a leg to stand on, myself included, because I was trying. I really was. I wasn't trying to white knight for them. There's multiple things wrong with the game, and I've said that multiple times, but I was like, you know what? It's an alpha state. I haven't played it. You haven't played it. Let's give it a chance. Just look at it. It wasn't what you were expecting. But when you keep doing negative things over and over again, you keep making these gigantic fuck-ups, I can't really help you. So what I'm thinking happened is someone saw the mood board, took it directly from there, and plastered it into the game. But honestly, I don't even think it's that coincidental. That's probably way out there in terms of what really happened. They probably just stole the art. It looks like what they're going for. It's easy, copy and paste it in, and no one would be the wiser. And again, it is a giant, colossal waste of time. I mean, maybe not waste of time, but it's the equivalent of David versus Goliath when you get into that courtroom. It's backed by Sony, and Bungie is already a multi-million-dollar company. They will have lawyers. They will try to fight you and drain you of all of your funds so that you can't get a single thing out of them, because even though she has, honestly, I think a bulletproof case for her to win a court case, it would be a lot of stress. It would be ridiculously hard for her to get that done, but I wish her the best, and I think she is well due tons and tons of compensation. It's really disappointing to me because I love the art direction behind Marathon. I enjoyed the concept. I had hopes that Bungie could possibly get this working and get the vision there, because I feel like it's there. You have all the pieces, you could put it together. It needed more time in the oven for sure, and now it might get tons of time in the oven. It might even just become a pipe dream because it is not looking very good. Even if it does come out, there is a large majority of people who are not even going to pick this up just based upon the fact that they stole art and it already had a negative reception behind it. So with all of Bungie's latest blunders and Arc Raiders absolutely blowing them out of the water, it seems as though Arc Raiders is going to take that spot from Marathon and really, you know, punch upwards in their weight class, because it seems like that's going to be where everyone gravitates towards. I've been seeing tons and tons of really funny comments about how the Arc Raiders, you know, who cares? Arc Raiders is coming out. Arc Raiders this, Arc Raiders that. It's kind of hilarious, but it's also sad as well because I wanted Marathon to succeed. But, you know, as long as we're getting good games, that's all that matters. And people getting their justified dues when it comes to their art, their, you know, craft, what they're doing. This person deserves compensation. That's all I have to really say about this. I apologize. I'm probably going to put something like super clickbaity in the title because there's only so many videos that you can see scrolling pages and pages that say Marathon's dead, this is bad, blah blah. Yeah, I need to, you know, kind of be a little bit out there in my title and hopefully get some of your attention, because I want attention. I want you guys to check out my video. But genuinely, this is a gigantic blow to the Marathon game, to Bungie as a whole, and it seems as though a lot of what people were saying is going to come true. Bungie could be looking at the next Concord, and their studio might get absorbed into Sony, and they're gonna go make themselves another Last of Us remake or something along those lines, because that seems to be all Sony wants to put together. With all that being said, I'm excited to play Arc Raiders as well as Marathon if it ever comes out. I will be trying it out. Doesn't mean I'm gonna love it. I'll be excited to either shit on it or give it some praise here and there. We'll see what happens in the hopefully near future. More news will come out as this develops, and we'll cover it, even though, again, I feel like a gigantic idiot because now I have to come in here here and set the record straight about my feelings and whatnot when it comes to Marathon. And yeah, I look like an idiot. Let me know what you guys think about Marathon. How are you feeling about this theft of art? Are you going to still support the game? Are you going to go play Arc Raiders? Whatever you have to say, let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.